Hey guys, my name is Simpzy, how you all doing? Welcome back to some more Napoleon Total War Darthmod here today on the channel. This is episode 7 of my United Kingdom Let's Play here today. We're going to be breaking our peace with Spain and hopefully attacking them near, I think this is Seville, I would imagine, just over the border. There seems to be a full stack hanging in there, so we'll try and destroy that, and then we'll try and march on Spain itself. We currently have a stack and a half down in Gibraltar. Back up in the north, we still hold Brussels in Belgium and Amsterdam. The French have moved up an army nearby, so hopefully we can knock down a couple of those, and then we can march on Paris. And they've got a couple of other armies here and there. So I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm having an absolute blast. Hopefully we can push and take some territory and continue our territorial expansion on the continent. But I've got to give it to the Spanish. They have been a thorn in my side in this series. We're already at war with a lot of those factions, so hang on. I might, instead of just straight up war decking them, we will join the already wars going on. So Russia, will you give me some money if I redeclare war upon Spain? A couple thousand would be brilliant. Let's see if they accept that. Actually, we might be better off getting a tech. That actually might be more valuable. How about that? Logistics. That actually might be better. And maybe money as well? No. Okay, so how about just the tech then? Yeah, because that's actually money we'll just spend on units. The tech's going to be far better. Oh, great. So we don't have to worry about that. That's probably saved us 8 turns. Yeah, because the Spanish have been quite annoying. They've been a bit of an ulcer to us, the Spanish. That's actually a really good book by David Gates, all about the Peninsular War. I do recommend it. I had to read it for uni. I had to do a bunch on it. So if you're looking for some Napoleonic Wars books, I do recommend the Spanish ULCER. So we've got the Battle of Seville, 1805, and let's get stuck into them. So it's interesting that they've kept an army so close to Gibraltar. They seem like they were kind of posturing. So if we can be victorious here today, this will be the 4th full stack we've destroyed. As I'm saying, like, we've been holding and defending Gibraltar quite well. John Moore is going to be called, I don't know, John Moore of Iberia, because the way he's going, he might actually be able to conquer it. We're going to try and keep him alive as long as possible. Obviously, he died famously in Spain, which is rather unfortunate. But in this alternative timeline, hopefully we can make him a conqueror of Hispania. Let's say John Moore. We'll call him John Hispania, maybe. Okay, so we'll move up the artillery, so we're in range. But now I'm in a really good position to sort of push and progress. We were struggling with half a stack. We've only just got a full stack down in Gibraltar. But now we're laughing. We can keep one army down in the south to protect it if need be. But once we destroy this, we're really going to give chase to the capital. I kind of wish Spain was a bit bigger in Napoleon Darthmod, because most of, well, Spain is in the control of Madrid. So if you take Madrid, you basically own most of Spain except for Barcelona and, is it Pamplona? Sort of that northern Basque sort of region seems to be independent. And we'll probably try and adopt the same strategy against the French. We've only destroyed 1 or 2 French armies, from what I can remember, off the top of my head. Yeah, because we got rid of Michel Ney and Jean-Baptiste, didn't we? So we're slowly but surely progressing. But we're doing well. We've managed to dominate the seas. We've got most of the eastern seaboard under our control. We're holding naval supremacy in the Strait of Gibraltar and in the English Channel. And although that Napoleon's forces have the numerical supremacy over us as a faction, because we're fighting on a two-frontal war, we're outnumbered 2-1, the British boys well and truly throwing back armies that are numerically a lot bigger. Because, yeah, we've managed to destroy... Yeah, this will be the 4th Spanish full stack, and then we're well and truly going to be able to dominate Spain. Now, we are attacking them at the end of the day, so this is going to be a little bit difficult because there's a lot of caltrops scattered in and around. My artillery is now firing. Try and hit their artillery position itself, but I'm going to have to be really careful with my cavalry charges because they've actually intertwined incredibly well. We might be able to hit this infantry unit on the far left-hand side, and they're putting some cavalry up, but they just keep on getting back to those caltrops because sometimes the cavalry can be a little bit unresponsive when going into stuff like this. We have to be careful. I thought it was a caltrop there. It was a big old log. I was like, oh no, I've already stuffed it up, have I? But no, we'll get a good charge on this left flank. Just need to watch out for those caltrops. Try and wrap around. Okay. So it looks like the Spanish line is starting to advance. We might be able to get my cavalry to hit their artillery and cavalry, but I think we might get a little bit unlucky here. They're firing on us, which isn't the best. We actually might lose this flank here. They are really peppering us down. So our cavalry units locked me there. We're winning on this left side. But we're not doing so good around the right. Okay. So let's move you back out. We had a small cavalry charge there. They are really clustering in the center, so we might look to move in a moment. Okay, for whatever reason, that unit's now fled out. Just got to watch out for these caltrops reform up, because they are just going to absolutely rinse my cavalry. So it looks like our front lines are both engaging, and they're putting a pretty weird column here. They're getting fuddled, and I think just because of the natural distribution of the city there of Seville, like trying to advance against us, they have to work their way through the city as well. Okay, let's move the general up, because we're starting to engage. We've got a lot of spare units on that side. We might need to remove them. Okay, back over here. Just gotta watch out for those caltrops, but we're winning against the cavalry. They moved the infantry unit back. A lot of my cavalry is just getting bogged down here, but the Spanish are moving up and forming a decent position, and already the regiment of foot front line is getting some shots off. They're pushing a lot on that other flank. Just watch out for those caltrops. We seem to be avoiding them for now. Okay, they're pushing a lot on my left flank here. I've got to keep an eye on that and the center. My artillery is still bombarding it. But at the end of the day, we have caught the Spanish in a surprise attack. And they have been more of a nuisance in this campaign. An ulcer. An annoying ulcer is definitely an apt description of how they've sort of played in this series. We've had a harder time against the French. If the Spanish are an ulcer, the French have been like pulling teeth. Okay, so let's move up to something like that. Like that'll do. Just try and get the angle. Okay, my left flank is probably looking a bit worse, but we've actually won with the cavalry there. Still about a 50-50, still quite close. My right cavalry flank isn't doing the best, and the left is not holding as well. Okay, let's redirect this artillery to help out the left flank big time. They were mostly focusing all their firepower in the center, and that helped quite a bit. I'm also going to send some cavalry here to help that. Oh, we've actually got a unit routing there already. They are really pushing headstrong to that left flank. My cavalry's struggling to break through there. So unfortunately, my cavalry haven't been strong enough and quick enough to break through the Spanish flanks. We might have got one cavalry unit done in, but most of their cavalry, yeah, we didn't get. And we're just like getting stuck and bogged down into infantry. Like we haven't gone for the general, we haven't gone for the artillery yet. If we could have that, that would have saved us a bit. We've opened up the angle, so the centre's now buckling, but my left is very, very exposed. Their general units moved up here. Quickly now, move the cavalry in to deal with them. If we could get rid of the general, that might be able to cause a huge morale decrease for them. Okay, their centre's now buckling. Let's move you further up. Now you've actually recovered. So at least we're tying down a unit, but you might need to withdraw, to be honest. I probably left you in combat too long. Okay, so the battle for Seville is becoming a little bit harder. Maybe because as well, this is a defensive fight for them. And they've been a little bit dug in and stuck in this city for quite some time. Okay, that must be the enemy general gone, surely. Yeah, there he goes. He actually was retreating. So the enemy general's not gone. That's going to massively improve how this battle turns out. Yeah, we just didn't have an opportunity to go get him. Okay, we're flanking quite well on this right flank. And I might even try and continue to advance as well. Go to like there. And we'll go here. Okay. And finally that infantry unit that we committed that cavalry to has capitulated. Good, I guess. And I guess we advance these guys a bit further up to the church as well. Some of my units are actually starting to give chase. Gotta give it to the Spanish. They've really actually held their own in this one. To be fair, we did catch them, sometimes intercepting them down in Gibraltar. And they were hitting us at the best of times. But maybe they had some better quality units, comparatively. Because as long as the campaign goes, everyone gets usually stronger and harder to deal with because everyone gets additional tech. But we also got some additional tech as well, thanks to the Russians. We sent them a letter saying we want to strike the Spanish army holding Seville. And they were like, great. To do so, we'll give you some Ruski logistics. And they've helped us out, because that's definitely worth. That saved my... Well, not only has it saved me, I don't know, probably 8 turns of actually focusing on that. But now we can actually focus on another tech as well. Because do we really need the extra 2,000? It might get a couple units here and there. But we're going to have to pay for the wage as well eventually. So I think you always should try and get tech unless you can get an insane amount of money to invest in the economy. Okay, so my cavalry has recovered, but they've lost a fair bit. Okay, let's swing you back around here. So most of them are actually starting to hold a little bit here. We've clustered up slightly just because it's actually quite hard. I kind of feel bad for the Spanish trying to move in and around these small houses in the town of Seville. I guess it's a town. It doesn't seem like a city at this time period. But so far, the reinforcements from Britain, as with month by month, day by day, slowly but surely grown the British military presence here. As John Moore is fully in command of the Spanish expedition, while Arthur Wellesley, Duke of Wellington, is dealing with the Belgian... Did I say Wellesley? I did not, did I? I never put that together. Arthur Wellesley is slightly Arthur Wellesley misspelt. That can't be a coincidence. Yeah. Harry Potter was on the TV last night. It was just on in the background. There's actually... I don't know, our free-to-air... Like, they actually put a bunch of movie marathons on all the year. I don't know why. They're always putting that type of stuff on. Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and stuff. I don't know. Is that common where you're from? Australians know what I'm talking about. There's always, like, movie marathons. That are just packed with just nonsense. Alright. Okay, so there's only a couple of them holding. They're actually holding quite well. Even with the general gone. Because they probably know a victory for the British will allow the military forces to march on Madrid. Just got to watch out for those caltrops there. Just need to slowly intertwine within them. The infantry's fine. It's just everyone else. Okay. There's only 3 or 4 Spanish infantry holding the line and remaining. But we should be able to get rid of those soon. But overall, a good victory. One full stack facing the other. We didn't even need those additional reinforcements. But they will eventually help out in a siege for Madrid. But hopefully, once we destroy Spain, they don't go full La Guerrilla on us and have too many sort of rebellions and guerrilla attacks. Inquisitions. Because remember, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Oh god. I think we've won now. Yeah, there we go. That was that last unit just capitulating. A heroic victory for the British. Another once more down in Spain. Wow. Another decent victory for John Moore. He is becoming quite an astute military commander down in the peninsula. Alright, so that's 4 stacks gone. You'd think you'd nearly conquer Spain by doing that, but they are still flooding armies down. Darthmod has a tendency just to spam out armies. I kind of forgot. Like, they have so many of them, particularly on the harder difficulties. Let's give chase to the remaining. And now we have, yeah, I guess this is modern day Seville. Yeah, because that was the town, wasn't it? Because Malaga is like further to the south, west, isn't it? Anyway, we'll move up our additional reinforcements. And there's not really much else we can do there. Alrighty, so I think now from Seville, our plan is to push to Madrid. Now, we have to deal with some Spanish navies that have arose here. We can see them off the coast. They're kind of near my trade, which is annoying. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. There seems to be a Spanish fleet there in... I don't know what that province is called. Medieval, it's Asturias, isn't it? Sort of near Leon, maybe. But anyway, we'll try and get rid of this Spanish fleet because they can be quite annoying if they start blocking and hitting ports. The French have still got a army in my territory. Oh, they've actually moved back. The French fleet has actually engaged me in the channel. We're going to have to retreat. They've actually built up because we destroyed, obviously, most of the fleet in Trafalgar. Oh, no. I guess we withdraw again here as well. Oh, wow, the French really... Oh, I pushed out to that Spanish fleet and then the French have really given chase on us. And then they've sent that fleet to block Bristol. That's actually super annoying, this naval micro game that's going on, because it massively hampers our economy. If they block the port of Bristol and London and we don't defend it, it becomes quite likely that we could very well become bankrupt. Oh, Lewis and Clark reached the Pacific coast. That's quite cool. They're going there. They're on their great and grand American journey. That's an interesting event that's popped up. Okay, so the French have moved a lot of their forces eastward, potentially to deal with, I'm not too sure, the Prussians or the Austrians, I would imagine. Luckily, most of my fleet fled to Denmark, and what we'll do is I guess we'll have to lift the siege again at Bristol. So we'll send a navy over. I won't send everyone because I don't want to get caught again. So we're going to need a fleet that can basically form a chain line to block off, because like we're also blocking off anyone else coming from the north and coming on in. Like, you never know. Sometimes, like, I don't know, Denmark or Sweden could betray, and then a full fleet comes in and stuffs everything up. So, we'll chill for now. Alrighty. Okay. Welcome to the top of the turn. I think it's time to move against Madrid. So they've moved a small army up. We'll cross the bridge. And why do I want to attack the road? We just don't have line of sight. There was a full stack there. You never know, they might come out and attack us. No, there's still a full stack there. We'll move you up as well. And we're just on the outskirts of Madrid, which is brilliant. Only got a unit of cavalry in Gibraltar. I would like a lot more. We might move you up as additional reinforcements, just in case there's more Spanish there. We've abandoned Seville. Is it Seville or Sevilla? Sevilla's the football team. Seville. I don't know, it's all Anglo-sized, some of it anyway. But let's end the turn and continue, and see how the AI reacts. Break a trade agreement with the Ottoman Empire. No, thank you. You're asking for a lot. I guess they might be at war with the Ottomans. Even the Russians don't like them as well. I have no ill will against the Turks. In the east, we need the trade, to be honest. Got some roads built, and the Kingdom of Italy's been destroyed. What, really? Who's gone and done that? Oh, the Austrians have pushed there. And France has taken Württemberg and Bavaria. Ah, that's super interesting. So, it looks like there was a bit of trading settlement-wise in southern Germany, but it maybe looks like Austria has lost and moved to Italy. So there's a full stack in Spain, and there's additional army just outside. So what we'll do is we'll move everyone up. And what are the odds on that then? Okay, so we're not favoured to win, even though we outnumber them quite a bit. They've got reinforcements there. We might play that one at the start of the next. Anything going down here? No, they're still keeping a pretty decent military presence. 3 full stacks. Just keeping an eye on if we can intercept anyone. Okay, so, yeah, they still haven't moved or anything. Yeah, I think our best play is just to sort of see if anyone comes in range of us, or how we got Brussels was because they left to go east into Germany and we saw an opportunity. So Arthur Wellesley still isn't quite at full strength from defending Belgium, and we've still got another army here as well. We've actually probably got more military forces down in Spain than in the north here, to be honest. So, if we can take Spain in the next episode, there's only 2 more Spanish settlements. So, unfortunately on that note, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching episode 7 of my Darthmod Napoleon campaign, playing as the United Kingdom. John Moore and a secondary army with George is attacking Madrid, and we'll have the battle for Madrid in the next episode, which will be quite huge, if I'm being honest, because then that means the majority of Spain, their capital, will be fully under our control. That will stop most of their navies as well, which will cause a little bit of a problem. We're going to have to put a lot of navies in and around the dockyards to protect it. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I've had an absolute blast. Looks like we're still continuing with our wars against the Spanish, because ideally, if we can capitulate Spain, we'll be able to get John Moore and his battle-hardened Peninsular men to push over the Pyrenees and attack southern France, while Wellington pushes from the north. And if we can get the Austrians and Prussians to push from the east and sort of towards the Maginot Line, that would be ideal for us. Hit them and encircle them from a 3-pronged attack. Okay guys, thank you. I'm going to play the outro now. Unfortunately, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Check out my social media links in the description below if you'd like to stay connected with me. Let me know feedback and suggestions for the video. Gotta say a huge thank you to my patrons and channel members: Victor K, Sebastian C, Jordan K, Caesar L, Brian S, Tal, Liam B, Kyle P, Tom C, and Wyatt P. But thanks guys, my name has been Simpzy, much love from Australia, goodbye.